fathers. I am Apollo.
The evil one, the horned one, son of perdition, the prince that shall come. He is known by many titles in all major faiths on earth. Many people know the basics of this figure, but most do not understand the story. Anti means against. The other definition is in place of, so the Antichrist is a replacement of Christ, a counterfeit. He is said to have one eye and a withered arm. The Antichrist honors the god of forces or fortresses and have no desire of women. The god of horses is the goddess of fortifications, and the desire of women is to give birth to the Messiah from the line of David.
There shall be born a strong master of Mohammedan law. This king will enter Europe wearing a blue turban. He is one that shall cause the infernal gods of Hannibal to live again. He will be the terror of mankind. Never more horror. This king.
This description is identical to the biblical Antichrist. The third Antichrist of Nostradamus makes the infernal gods of Hannibal to live again. The infernal gods of Hannibal, they are Semiramis and Baal. Semiramis is the god of fortresses or fortifications. All these factors paint a vivid picture of the Antichrist. Is it a Roman emperor, a Mahdi, a president, a Jewish Messiah? It's all of these, right? No matter where you live, your political and spiritual leader will give their allegiance to the Antichrist. He will be everything to everybody. The Antichrist is the replacement for the true Christ, Yeshua of Nazareth. The horn is another important symbol. The horn is the oldest symbol of kingship. Tutmosis III and Seti II are called invincible and young bullocks with horns. The 10,000s of Ephraim were called firstling bulls and horns of a wild ox. Let's also note that the Messiah of Ben Joseph would come from Ephraim. This man is the Antichrist. Horns denote power. In Psalms it is said that God will make David sprout a horn. In Jeremiah 48:25, it states that the horn of Moab will be broken and his arm will be broken. Alexander the Great also was said to have horns. The horns on the head, it denotes physical power. This power is partly a result of being a Gabor, or a mighty one. In the book of Revelation, the dragon chases the woman, or the church, into the dragon, where a great flood comes out of the dragon's mouth. The earth opens up, and the woman was saved. So this shows that in the end, the earth itself will save the church. Apollo also was known as a snake, Nimrod, and also Dionysus. Dionysus wore a red and purple robe. Just like the woman riding the beast, this is probably why John was so astonished to see the woman riding the beast, and it was the same thing as Dionysus. It was well known to him in the ancient world. The trail followed by the beast help us to understand the nature of the leader. In Daniel, the beast is described as a metal statue with a golden head, a silver torso, brass loins, iron legs, and feet of iron and clay. This vision traced the paths of the world system and the line that will produce the Antichrist. Trade and religion was a common factor in all these kingdoms. King Cyrus borrowed heavily from the Babylonians Instead of paying the debt, the Persians attacked and conquered Babylon. The Macedonians borrowed large amounts of money from the Persians. The Macedonians were close trade partners with Persia. Alexander the Great inherited his father's debt, so Persia was now in danger of invasion by the Macedonian army, and that's when they attacked when they owed money. The priests from Persia packed up and went to Greece. At that time, a small city-state began to take out loans from Macedonia. When the Macedonians were about to collect, the city-state attacked the Greeks and defeated them at the Battle of Thessaly, June of 197 BC. It seems as if the trail goes cold after Rome, but the kingdoms just change. The new form after Greece was depicted as a nondescript beast, a monster with 10 heads and 10 horns ridden by a woman. The animal was both the system and the man. I believe that this change is because the kings of Rome and later periods also were mostly fallen angel. Alexander the Great was said to have been fathered by a snake. Also, Sargon the Great was the same way. Cleopatra's family were called the snakes of the Nile. Satan was known as a snake. Remember that. Apollo was called the Python. Nimrod was also worshipped as a red and fiery serpent. Ninus or Nimrod taught the Assyrians to worship fire, and he built communities around the campfire. Were both symbols of serpents and royalty, fire and blood in the ancient world. The snake, horn, fire, all symbols of royalty, and the first king after the flood, which was Nimrod, a man admired for his strength, wisdom, but chose to defy God and make himself a god. King, priest, liberator, Nimrod is known by many titles, but is he the woman and the beast of Revelation? Time will tell.